issues are being discussed among the 9 ministers who took oath. Ajit Pawar's camp to continue with Anil Bhaidas Patel as the chief whip. He was the original whip of the NCP party, you would remember. Sharad Pawar camp has appointed Jitendra Awad as the chief whip. As we pointed to you a short while ago, the new posters are being made by the Ajit Pawar camp now. I believe we're getting a reaction coming in from Sharad Pawar. Let's listen in.
शक्तीच्या माध्यमातून महाराष्ट्र प्रगतीचे सुरू कसे नेता येईल याची अखंड काळजी घेते. आज प्रजासत्ताक संबंध आपल्यावरील नाही आहेत. चव्हाणसाहेब आज नसले तर त्यांनी दिलेला विचार हा तुमच्या माझ्या अंतःकरणात आहे आणि त्या विचारांना सुधारण्याची संबंधीची भूमिका आपण सगळ्यांनी घेतली. आज महाराष्ट्रामध्ये देशामध्ये काही जात धर्म याचा आधार घेऊन माणसामध्ये संघर्ष कसा होईल याची काळजी घेणारा काही वर्ग आहे. महाराष्ट्र हा बंधुत्व इमानदार सगळ्यांचा पुरस्कार करणारा राज्य आहे. पण मध्यंतरीच्या काळात याच महाराष्ट्रामध्ये शाहूदादांचं कोल्हापूर असो, नांदेड असो, संगमनेर असो, अकोला असो, अशी त्या ठिकाणी पिढ्यानपिढ्या एकत्र राहणाऱ्या समाजामध्ये एक प्रकारची वैर भावना वाढवण्याचा प्रयत्न केला आणि जातीय दंगे झाले. हे महाराष्ट्राला शोभणारं नाहीये. पण नुसतं शोभणारं नाही, प्रवृत्ती आहे.
He is clearly saying that whatever is happening in Maharashtra in last 24 hours is not a good sign for the state, and now he is speaking with the Karyakartas of the NCP party, and he is clearly said that Maharashtra is the land of the Ambedkar and Sahuji's land, and now he is saying that I am coming here to meet my icon and to meet the people of this Satara people, Satara Karan people. He is clearly talking to to the people of the Karad, and he is saying that we have a full rights of the democracy. We are a democratic party, and we have a full rights to like to take our decision. But whatever happened in last 24 hours, it's not a good sign for the state.
नुसतं त्याचं काम काही लोकांनी केलं आणि हे इथंच नाही, देशाच्या अनेक राज्यामध्ये केलं. मध्य प्रदेश कमलनाथ मुख्यमंत्री
Criticizes the other party, and he's saying like whatever happening in Maharashtra, in other party also the same thing happened in other states of the in the nation. And currently that we can see that in a frame that Anil Deshmukh is with him, even the Satara MP Srinivas Patil is also with him, and all the Satara NCP MLAs are still with the Sharad Pawar, and now he is talking to the party's worker. This is live from the Karad.
उत्तराखंडमध्ये आहे, हिमाचलमध्ये आहे, दक्षिणेमध्ये अनेक राज्यामध्ये आहे. आणि त्यामुळे एक प्रकारचं संकटाचा काळ आला. चुकीच्या प्रवृत्ती ह्या लोकांवर चालत आहेत आणि त्याच प्रवृत्तीने चव्हाण साहेबांचं महाराष्ट्र, छत्रपतींचं महाराष्ट्र, शाहू फुले आंबेडकरांचं महाराष्ट्र, त्या राज्यामध्ये एकंदर लोकशाहीच्या पद्धतीनं काम करणाऱ्या राजकीय पक्षाला एक प्रकारचा धक्का द्यायचा प्रयत्न केलेला आहे. हे प्रयत्न आणि त्याच्यावरची भूमिका.
Pawar is saying that some party is creating the rift between among the communities, but it's not a good sign. And he is also saying that I have no idea why these things has happened since last 24 hours. And he clearly saying that like we are here, our party workers has gathered here, and I am totally thankful to all of them who have gathered here and who is with me in the Pune also yesterday, and today they have all came to the Karad also.
तुमच्या आमच्याचे काही सहकारी वळी पाहिजे, पण ठीक आहे, तू एखादी व्यक्ती वळी फळली असेल, समूह वळी फळली असेल, तर फुले आंबेडकर शाहू राजा आणि यशवंतराव चव्हाणांच्या महाराष्ट्रातला सामान्य माणूस एक वेळ उपाशी राहील, पण तो महाराष्ट्राची सामूहिक शक्ती ही मजबूत केल्याचं राहणार नाही. आणि ही शक्ती मजबूत करून
Karad, and he clearly said that now it's time for all of us to come together and to fight against those people who are against us. Now it's time for us to show them their total ways like what they have done with us. Now it's time for us to show our strength to them.
या शक्तीला धक्का देणाऱ्या ज्या प्रवृत्ती आहेत त्या पूर्ण फळानं बाजूला करू आणि पुन्हा एकदा महाराष्ट्र प्रगतीच्या आणि सामान्य माणसाच्या हितासाठी कष्ट करणाऱ्यांचे राज्य ही अवस्था आपण निर्माण करू, एवढंच या ठिकाणी सांगतो. अतिशय पावसाचा आणि हा सगळा कालखंड असताना सुद्धा आपण हजारोच्या संख्येने या ठिकाणी आलात आणि
The party worker in Karad, and he clearly said that now it's time for us to show our strength, and not only this, but we want the Maharashtra to go ahead. Now it's time for us to go to each and every individual of Maharashtra and show our strength.
लोकांनी घेतला आणि याची सुरुवात करायची असेल तर कुठून करायची. समाधीसारखे सण महाराष्ट्रामध्ये काही आणि आजचा दिवस गुरु पौर्णिमेचा आणि तुमच्या माझा सगळ्यांचा गुरुच्या फळावर जाऊन मार्गदर्शन करण्याचा अधिकार एकाच व्यक्तीला होतं आणि त्या व्यक्तीचं नाव यशवंतराव चव्हाण. त्यांच्या निवासस्थानी या ठिकाणी आलो.
today is a special occasion of the Guru Purnima, and I have come to the Karar to meet my Guru Yashwantrao Chavan.
तुमसे भगवान की तो जय हिंद जय महाराष्ट्र.
So he is clearly addressing his party work, and he clearly said that now is time for us to show our strength. And not only this, but today on the occasion of the Guru Purnima, I came to the Karad and I am meeting all the party workers and saying that this is the time for us to act now, because whatever happened in last 24 hours is not a good sign for the Maharashtra state. And I am 101% sure that all my party workers are with me, and we will start our party from the zero.
So there you have it. Amid the ongoing Maharashtra's political crisis, the Nationalist Congress Party chief Sharad Pawar is there in Karad town in the Satara district of Maharashtra. He's taken the matters to the People's Court. He wants the support of the people because he says that the NCP is a people's party and they are the ones who are going to be deciding on what should be the future course of action as far as NCP is concerned. Let me actually take this across to my colleague Preeti, who was also translating all that Mr. Sharad Pawar was saying while he was addressing the people who have gathered there to support him. Preeti, this is a show of strength nonetheless by Sharad Pawar, but essentially if we see that photo opportunity, and other than the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Chavan, or for that matter Mr. Anil Deshmukh, there is no relevant face that is present who's supporting, who's from the NCP, who's supporting Sharad Pawar. What does it say about the future of NCP?
Like currently 40 MLAs are with the Ajit Pawar, whereas Sharad Pawar is in Karad today and he's there at the Yashwantrao Chavan site. He's there and he is addressing the party worker there. But we can see clearly in the video footage that Anil Deshmukh is with him, Narendra Verma, the spokesperson of the party, is with him. And entire 4 MLA of Satara's NCP are with the Sharad Pawar. Even the MPs of the Satara, Mr. Srinivas Patil is also supporting the Sharad Pawar. And we can see the mass, like all the local leaders are gathered at the Karar currently, and Pawar has made the emotional appeal to the people also, like I have come here to meet you and today is the occasion of the Guru Purnima and I am here to meet my gurus. And he clearly said that whatever happened in last 24 hours is not a good sign of any party or even for the state. And he's clearly addressing the party workers. He clearly said that some party are trying to create a rift among the family, but this is not a good sign for the democracy.
Also, Preeti, what are we knowing exactly about the numbers? Because people who are loyalists of Ajit Pawar, they claim that the entire NCP faction has moved along with him, so there is no split within the NCP. We just had a conversation with Mr. Praful Patel, who was a surprise face even after he was announced as one of the working presidents of the party by Sharad Pawar. He was very much present there during the oath-taking ceremony of Ajit Pawar. That, in fact, spilled the beans of what exactly is happening within the NCP. He claims there is no split at all. The majority of the Nationalist Congress Party has moved into this alliance of the Shinde BJP-led alliance and the government in Maharashtra. What are the Sharad Pawar faction of the leaders really saying about this claim that has been made by the Ajit Pawar loyalists?
Now the Sharad Pawar camp leaders are clearly relying on the legal team, because today morning also the Jayant Patil met the Rahul Narvekar, the Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly. Yesterday also Jitendra Awad went to meet the Maharashtra Speaker in the night at around 1 a.m. So now they are totally relying on the Speaker's verdict, and if nothing has happened, then they will go and file a case in the Supreme Court also. Because clearly NCP, the fractions of the Sharad Pawar demanding that all these nine ministers who has taken the oath yesterday, they should be disqualified. But we have seen the earlier also when Eknath Shinde formed the government with the BJP. During that time also the case went into a Supreme Court, and now the entire case is with the Speaker of the Maharashtra. So now that verdict is also pending. So now it's clearly that all the matter has gone to the legal team, and yesterday also and even today morning Supriya Sule met the legal team of the lawyers. She met, she discussed this issue with the lawyers. So now all eyes are dependent and all eyes are on the Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly, on Mr. Rahul Narwekar, like what he will decide now.
Preeti, that's an important point that you've made for us. I'd like to also understand, since we're constantly playing out these visuals which are live from Karad, where Sharad Pawar is currently at. It's very rarely that we see the NCP chief come to the ground, meet with the workers. Do we see this as a last-ditch attempt by Sharad Pawar? Because in yesterday's press conference, after it was all out in the open, after the oath-taking ceremony had happened, and Ajit Pawar had been sworn in as the second Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, we also had Sharad Pawar claiming that there are corruption allegations against all of these defectors, 9 in number, along with Ajit Pawar, who have now shifted their sides and joined the NCP, joined the BJP and Shinde alliance. Now that at that time he had said that they are not going to actually pursue the legal route, and yet they are today. Is this a last-ditch attempt?
Yeah, totally we can say that. If we will see that Satara is a very stronghold of the NCP, and even today we have seen that all the 4 MLAs of the NCP are still with Sharad Pawar. Even the local MP is also with the Sharad Pawar, and whatever we have seen, we will see in the last election during 2019, it was raining very heavily in Satara, and in Satara Sharad Pawar took the massive rally, and that rally turned out the entire voting pattern of the Maharashtra, and we have seen that the Satara is always stand with the Sharad Pawar, and that's why the Sharad Pawar today went to Satara Karad area, and we can see the massive workers are with him. And not only this, but if we will see like whatever information we are getting to the sources is that the meeting is still going on with the Ajit Pawar, between Ajit Pawar and all these ministers who have taken the oath yesterday. The cabinet portfolio is also been discussed upon them, and they have decided the original whip of the NCP will continue as their whip only. And not only this, but they also discussed that in the morning when Jayant Patil spoke to the media, and he clearly said that the Ajit Pawar will not use the photographs of the Sharad Pawar. And after that statement, that the Ajit Pawar faction has decided that they will not use the photographs of the Sharad Pawar, but instead that they will use the Chhagan Bhujbal photos in that, because Chhagan Bhujbal is one of the most prominent.
All right, Preeti, I'm really sorry to interrupt. Anil Deshmukh of the Sharad Pawar faction is currently speaking. Let's listen in.
और गुरु पूर्णिमा के दिन सबको पता है कि स्वर्गीय यशवंतराव चौहान के एक शिष्य के नाते महाराष्ट्र में और महाराष्ट्र के बाहर पवार साहब ने काम किया है, और यहाँ पे इस गुरु पूर्णिमा के दिन स्वर्गीय यशवंतराव जी चौहान इनके समाधि के यहाँ पे आके उन्होंने आशीर्वाद लिया है, और यहाँ पे आशीर्वाद लेके पूरे महाराष्ट्र में और महाराष्ट्र के बाहर पार्टी का काम बढ़ाने का जिस प्रकार आज का वातावरण है, उसकी सब बातें लोगों के सामने रखने के लिए पवार साहब ने आज से यहाँ से शुरुआत की है।
सर, क्या बताएंगे किस प्रकार से सारे विधायक उनके साथ में है, अजित पवार सारे विधायक उनके साथ में, किस तरह से एनसीपी को आगे बढ़ाएंगे शरद पवार?
Anil Deshmukh, the former Home Minister of Maharashtra, he is also from the Sharad Pawar faction, one of the few leaders who's still with Sharad Pawar. He's speaking again. Let's listen in.
शरद पवार किस तरह से एनसीपी को आगे बढ़ाएंगे? अजित पवार कह रहे हैं कि सारे विधायक उनके साथ में हैं। किस तरह से लोगों का आज समर्थन मिला, क्या क्या बातें हुई लोगों से आज?
ऐसा है कि यहाँ पे कराड़ में माननीय पवार साहब जी के गुरु स्वर्गीय यशवंतराव चौहान यहाँ पे उनके समाधि पे आके पवार साहब ने उनका आशीर्वाद लेके पार्टी को बढ़ाने के लिए उन्होंने शुरुआत आज से की है और यहाँ पे आज आशीर्वाद लेने वो आए थे और यहाँ से सब जो राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस जो भी कार्यकर्ता है उनको साथ में लेके महाराष्ट्र और महाराष्ट्र के बाहर राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस की ताकत बढ़ाने का काम शरद पवार ने आज से शुरुआत की है और आज उनको यशवंतराव चौहान जी का आशीर्वाद मिला है। गुरु पूर्णिमा का दिन है और इस शुभ दिन के अवसर पर पवार साहब ने इसकी शुरुआत आज की है।
ईडी सीबीआई की वजह से ये 9 लीडर्स जो हैं उस पार्टी में गए हैं। ईडी सीबीआई की कार्रवाई की वजह से ये 9 लीडर्स जो हैं उस पार्टी में गए हैं, क्या कहना चाहेंगे सर? ईडी सीबीआई की कार्रवाई।
My colleague Yesha Kotak is also live with us on the broadcast. Yesha, time and again we are seeing this reaction that's coming from the Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP. They talk about Sharad Pawar's mentor and he's there in Karad to actually pay his homage to his very mentor. However, one important aspect that is very similar to what his nephew has done to Sharad Pawar is also how Sharad Pawar back in 1978 had led a rebellion against the Vasant Patil government. So things in politics continue to be as uncanny, as unreliable from time immemorial. So this is something that Sharad Pawar is now battling. What is the option that is now left with the NCP, the Sharad Pawar faction, and how many leaders do you think are still with Sharad Pawar?
So as of now, right here, like you see, these are all the leaders, the party workers, some of the party office bearers as well, who had gathered here to support Sharad Pawar. In fact, we'd seen there were people here. In fact, there was Anil Deshmukh as well who was present here. There are a lot of party workers, karyakartas. This was because it was a show of strength. What you see right here, there are still some party workers who are holding these posters, who are holding these banners. They have these flags with them, NCP flags, and they've all extended support to Sharad Pawar. This was a huge gathering, say in what more than thousands of people had gathered here. And in fact, Sharad Pawar, like you've mentioned, that he of course had led a rebellion. He also, while addressing the gathering, said that it's Guru Purnima today.
Yeah.
And what he does is he takes the blessings of his Guru. And with the support of these karyakartas right here, he goes further and he is ready to fight this rebellion. So all of these people who gathered here are now going to follow him all the way until Satara. Now this, in fact, the convoy of Sharad Pawar, which had started all the way from Pune, they were major party workers, some of the key office bearers, MPs, MLAs who would come all the way with him from Pune, all the way until Karad. They are following him from here until Satara. This is a massive show of strength. But like we see that nothing in politics is permanent. Sharad Pawar had himself led a rebellion, but here he is still standing strong. All these years later, after he's formed this party, at his age, still gathering support of people. And some of these people, they still say that for them, NCP means Sharad Pawar and Sharad Pawar means NCP. That's the kind of slogan that we've seen has been raised by people who've gathered here. And from here, what happens next is that these supporters, Sharad Pawar takes the help of these supporters and moves further so that he could strengthen and show that the party still stays with him.
All right, two things here, Yesha. I'd like you to first get in some reactions of all of these supporters who are standing in support of Sharad Pawar. But having said that, I'd like to understand, are these party workers who are supporting them? Because not many leaders are seen in the frame along with Sharad Pawar, other than Anil Deshmukh and the Congress person who was the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Not very many important faces. We are given to understand that Jitendra Awad has been made the leader of opposition and the chief whip of the party. Supriya Sule happens to be the sole remaining working president of the party after Praful Patel also has decided to defect. How many leaders do you see around there?
So of course all the leaders, we had seen Anil Deshmukh here present with him, apart from several ex-MLAs and leaders from here, that is right from corporators to also MLAs. There were also MPs from here who've left now with Sharad Pawar to go all the way to Satara. Now these are of course party workers who extended their support. When we speak of key leadership, like you've mentioned, right from Jitendra Awad to Supriya Sule, all these people are still in Mumbai. We've seen late night developments taking place in Mumbai. until 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the night, where Jitendra Ahwad and Supriya Sule were busy addressing media. They were busy writing to the Election Commission. After that, they also reached out to the Speaker, and a disciplinary action was issued against them who've gone away from the party. Which is why we did not see some of the key members from Mumbai present here, but some of the supporters of Sharad Pawar and some other key leaders who were not present in Mumbai until late last night have been very much present here. We have with us some of the supporters. We speak to them and understand what's the sentiment like.
Okay, so our stand is very clear. Okay, so we recognize only one voice, which is Mr. Sharad Pawar. One voice, one party, one leader. So we Sharad Pawar, Sharad Pawar. So for us, whoever is leaving the party, okay, we don't want to speak about them because they have broken our trust. I'm from Baramati. I have voted for a MLA who has left the party. So for me, Ms. Supriya Sule is there, Pawar Sahib is there, and Pawar Sahib is leading from front. So youth like me, we will stand with him. Okay, we will support him, and you will see the picture after 1 year. Whenever there will be elections, you will see there will be a drastic change, and Mr. Pawar Sahib, Uddhav Thackeray and MVA will be in power, and we will show their real place who have left the party. Because for NCP, we recognize only one leader, which is Mr. Sharad Pawar. He asked us to fight. We are on the street. We are going to fight. That's it.
You spoke about Baramati. You said that Baramati has had an MLA who's left the party. But are you all with the MLA or are you all with NCP? Did the MLA's name not come unanimous to the NCP?
Okay, so we need to understand this. A leader who is appointed to contest an election was our MLA. Okay. Now Mr. Sharad Pawar will choose a person, and if we choose a stone, okay, I am giving you the rough example. If he chooses a stone, person who don't have any political background, we as NCP followers, we will be behind him, and you will see even in Baramati things will change. We will not follow someone who is going to sacrifice their values and who is not respecting our votes. So for us it is very clear. Pawar Sahib will announce a person in each constituency. We will follow them, and we will give everything whatever we have, and we will ensure that that candidate will win.
Do you see more such MLAs moving towards the Ajit Pawar faction? We're seeing that there have been more than 40 people, is what Ajit Pawar claims he has with them, 40 MLAs. While over here, of course, we see Karyakartas standing with Sharad Pawar. What about the people in position, the MLAs, the MPs? What about them?
Okay, so if you see right now when Pawar Sahib addressed, there were 2 MLAs from this own district were here. And you will see after 2 days, there will be 50% of the MLAs which will come back. I am damn sure on that. And there are some MPs which are already with Pawar Sahib. Vandana Chavan was here. Then Srinivas Patil was here. So no one can claim that entire party is with them. Party is with Mr. Sharad Pawar. And there is power magic. We have seen that 1 year ago. Okay. So you will find that there will be again a power magic. Basep Patil is here, Makaran Patil is here,
right.
Jain Patil is with us, then Nawab Malik, then
Absolutely.
Rohit Pawar.
Yesha, thank you so much for getting us those reactions. But however, the clarity on the leadership that is still with Sharad Pawar remains the big question. We will cut into reactions that continue to pour in. Let's take a look.
ये जो रिबेलियन किया जा रहा है, 8 लोग जो है अजीत पवार जी के साथ चले गए हैं. उनका कहना है कि उन्हें पार्टी में सही पोजीशन नहीं दी गई थी. सर, उस पर आपका क्या कहना है?
देखिए, ये एनसीपी का अंदरूनी मामला है. मेरी जानकारी है कि एनसीपी के जो प्रेसिडेंट है, अध्यक्ष है, उन्होंने उनको खारिज करने की, उनको निलंबित करने की, उनको डिस्क्वालीफाई करने की कार्रवाई शुरू कर दी है. अब ये मामला इलेक्शन कमीशन, स्पीकर साहब और कोर्ट पे जाएगा. वो अपनी अंदरूनी लड़ाई है, ये पॉलिटिकल लड़ाई है. कांग्रेस पार्टी शरद पवार जी के साथ है. थोड़ा तो पड़ेगा, जो लोग गए हैं वो हमारे साथ थे, वो हमारे खिलाफ है. उतना एनसीपी के अंदर जो फर्क पड़ेगा, लेकिन हम उसको देख लेंगे, उसको आगे हम ताकत से बढ़ेंगे. ये भाजपा का तरीका है. इन्होंने कर्नाटक में किया, मध्य प्रदेश में किया, महाराष्ट्र में किया, वही कर रहे हैं. वो और कुछ नहीं कर सकते. उनको लोगों को भरे बुले की कोई नहीं पड़ी है. सत्ता रहने में उनका सब कुछ पड़ा हुआ है.
सर, तो जो एक थर्ड फ्रंट बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही थी सर, तो क्या इससे थर्ड फ्रंट बनाने में कोई इफेक्ट होगा? जैसे हम देख रहे हैं कि भाजपा हर जगह जो है अपोजिशन को हटाने की कोशिश कर रहा है.
नहीं, कुछ पता नहीं. देखिए, ये पूरा डिस्क्वालीफाइंग का मामला हो जाने दीजिए, तब पता चलेगा.
कल का हमने घटनाक्रम देखा, सबको वो चीज पता है. आप एक चीज कह रहे हैं जो निकल के आ रही है कि एकनाथ शिंदे सीएम नहीं रहने वाले हैं. क्यों आप ऐसा कह रहे हैं, क्या कारण?
देखिए, अजीत पवार सिर्फ डिप्यूटी सीएम बनने के लिए नहीं गए हैं. अजीत पवार का रिकॉर्ड है, अब तक 5 बार डिप्टी सीएम की शपथ ले चुके हैं, 5 बार। तो इस बार उनका डील पक्का है मुख्यमंत्री पद का, क्योंकि जल्दी ही एकनाथ शिंदे के साथ जो विधायक है वो डिस्क्वालीफाई होने वाले हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्पष्ट रूप से कहा है ये सब गैरकानूनी है, डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाएंगे।
स्पीकर का शोर।
हाँ, स्पीकर को निर्णय लेना होगा ना। स्पीकर का आसमान से गिरा है क्या? स्पीकर तो कानून की किताब देखकर काम करेगा, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का निर्णय देखकर काम करेगा। हाँ, तो उनको जाना है। और ये शिवसेना तोड़कर कुछ फायदा नहीं हुआ उनको। पार्टी मजबूत है, पार्टी फिर एक बार एक बड़ा चैलेंज लेकर बीजेपी के सामने खड़ी है। तो अजीत पवार को तोड़ दिया। अजीत पवार के साथ कितने विधायक आए वो पता चलेगा, अब तक पूरा चित्र क्लियर नहीं है, लेकिन जरूर अजीत पवार एक अच्छे नेता है, अच्छे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का जाना जाता है। तो एकनाथ शिंदे तो जाएंगे, ये आप लिख कर लीजिए।
जिस तरीके से पूरी की पूरी एनसीपी पार्टी के 40 विधायक सरकार में शामिल हुए, क्या लगता है कि बहुत पहले होने वाला था? प्रफुल्ल पटेल खुद कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष भी आ गए हैं।
महाराष्ट्र में अजीत पवार राष्ट्रवादी के 40 विधायक लेके वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एकनाथ शिंदे के सरकार में शामिल हुए हैं। मैं अजीत पवार का स्वागत करता हूँ और उनका अभिनंदन करता हूँ। उसी तरह एकनाथ जी शिंदे और देवेंद्र फडणवीस इनका भी अभिनंदन करता हूँ। मुझे अभी चिंता है उद्धव ठाकरे की, उनका क्या होगा, इसकी मुझे चिंता है।
महाराष्ट्र विकास आघाड़ी का भविष्य क्या लग रहा है? क्योंकि शिवसेना अभी इसमें नहीं है।
क्या आवश्यकता है? बोलने की आवश्यकता है क्या? महाविकास आघाड़ी बनते बनते रोज टूटते जा रही है। अभी राष्ट्रवादी में क्या रहा, शिवसेना में क्या रहा, तो महाराष्ट्र में यह आघाड़ी, महाआघाड़ी, अभी आघाड़ी भी नहीं रहा, अभी कुछ बाकी है इन लोग का।
Let me take this across to my colleague Preeti Sompura, who was just getting us that interview with Mr. Narayan Rane. Preeti, I wanted to understand this one aspect that is doing the rounds. Operation Lotus claims that have been made by the opposition. We also are given to understand that talks with Ajit Pawar were going on since March. And it's only in June when all of this could fructify and he's been sworn in as the second Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra.
It's true, like whatever we have seen in 2019 that Ajit Pawar took an oath along with the Devendra Fadnavis during that time. Then after that, he again went to the NCP, and during that time this formation did not take place. And from that day, he was not happy with the decision of the Sharad Pawar to join the MV and to form a government with the Shiv Sena-led Uddhav Thackeray's government. So during that time also Ajit Pawar objected about this, but now we can clearly, like whatever information that we are gathering is that last month the meeting took place between the Supriya Sule, Ajit Pawar, Sharad Pawar and Pratibha Pawar, who is the wife of the Sharad Pawar. The 4 people meeting took place, and during that time Ajit Pawar emphasized that we should go with the BJP for the Lok Sabha election. But Sharad Pawar was not happy with this decision. So that's why it's clearly from that day that Ajit Pawar has made his mind that we will go with the BJP. But the quite shocking news is that the working president of the party, Praful Patel, has joined the head with the Ajit Pawar, because Praful Patel is very close to the Sharad Pawar since day one, when Sharad Pawar left the Congress party and formed his own party, Nationalized Congress Party. From day one, Praful Patel was with him, and now the Praful Patel has joined a hand with the Ajit Pawar. So it's quite shocking that now he has taken the side of the Ajit Pawar. But Ajit Pawar is clear that in next elections, it's likely that BJP will again come in power, and he was very sure that the way the BJP is working and the way the development work is going on, explanation. So that's why he spoke to the high command of the BJP, and the meeting took place on Thursday and Friday. And after that, 40 MLAs of the NCP has joined a hand with the Ajit Pawar, and yesterday they took votes.
All right. Preeti Sompura, thank you so much for joining us with all the perspective that is required for us to understand what exactly is happening as far as politics in Maharashtra is concerned. Remember, every day is full of twists and turns. What has been seen, witnessed with the Shiv Sena, where it was a split wide open, has once again recouped and once again seen with the Nationalist Congress Party. We will keep an eye on all the developments that are coming out of the state of Maharashtra. Right now, we are slipping into a very short break. We're coming right back with lots more.
कैसे बोल सकते कोई?
शरद पवार जी कह रहे हैं आगे आगे देखिए क्या होता है, यहाँ हर कोई किसको क्या मिलता है कैबिनेट विस्तार में, उसमें ही फ्रिक्शन शुरू हो जाएगा।
सही माने तो उनको ही देखना चाहिए कि वो 2 बार क्लीन बोल्ड हो गए। जब हमने सरकार बनाई पहली बार, जब आम जनता की मन की बात जो सरकार थी हम लोगों ने बनाई 11-12 महीने पहले, और जब उन्होंने कहा था कि गुगली डाल के क्लीन बोल्ड कराया, तो अभी तो वो हिट विकेट हो गए। तो अभी उन्होंने सोचना चाहिए। और ये सरकार जो हमारी है, सरकार सत्ता की लालच में और कुर्सी की लालच में नहीं बनी है। हम लोगों की भलाई के लिए सरकार चला रहे हैं। पहले वाली सरकार कुर्सी के लिए बनी थी, जो मैंडेट पब्लिक का और रूल करके मैंडेट को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते हुए उन्होंने सरकार बनाई थी, क्योंकि शिवसेना बीजेपी की गठबंधन की सरकार बननी थी, लेकिन नहीं बनी, तो हम 12 महीने पहले उसको बना दिया। और हमारी सरकार जो है, इतने बड़े बड़े निर्णय हमारी सरकार ने लिए हुए हैं, तो इसलिए ये अजीत दादा बहुत वो भी काम करने वाला नेता है, और उसको तो पूरा साइडलाइन कर दिया था, और इसलिए वो भी जुझारू नेता है। अब इसलिए जब परिवारवाद आ जाता है और अच्छा काम करने वाले को साइडलाइन किया जाता है, तो ऐसी बातें होती है। और ये लालच के लिए सरकार बनी नहीं है, ये सत्ता की लालच नहीं, लोगों की भलाई, आम जनता के लिए जो विकास है वही हम चाहते हैं।
पर आपकी पार्टी में कुछ लोग असंतुष्ट से दिख रहे हैं, कुछ खबर आई है कि भाई हमें जो मिलना था अब हमको और बांटना पड़ेगा?
नहीं, कोई नहीं। आपको कोई फोन भी किया है क्या?
नहीं, ये हमारी महाराष्ट्र की जर्नलिस्ट से खबर है कि कुछ लोग हैं असंतुष्ट।
हमारे जो विधायक है उनको अभी थोड़े दिनों में मंत्री बनाया जाएगा, क्योंकि टीम वर्क है, टीम में काम करने वाले लोग हैं हमारे।
पर अजीत दादा पवार के साथ आपकी वर्किंग इक्वेशन ठीक है? क्योंकि पहले वाली युति में एमवीए में थोड़ा सा फ्रिक्शन था वहाँ, कि वो सब कंट्रोल कर रहे थे, आप थोड़ा सा फ्रस्ट्रेटेड फील कर रहे थे।
नहीं, वो तभी तो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं थे वो। अब हम लोग टीम बनकर काम करेंगे। देवेंद्र जी हमारे डिप्टी सीएम है, अजीत दादा डिप्टी सीएम है, काम करने वाले लोग हैं, एक्सपीरियंस वाले लोग हैं, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी। सब मैच्योर लीडर है, और सरकार ये खाली अपने कोई निजी स्वार्थ के लिए नहीं बनाए हैं।
मैच्योर लीडर भी हैं और कद्दावर नेता भी हैं। फडणवीस जी पहले सीएम रह चुके हैं, आप सीएम हैं, अजीत दादा पवार पहले भी डीसीएम रह चुके हैं, तो आप लोग तीनों में अच्छा सा एक इक्वेशन है कि थोड़ा सा फ्रिक्शन होगा, ईगो का इशू आ जाएगा?
ये बिल्कुल ईगो हमारे पास नहीं है। ईगो वाली सरकार चली गई, जो आरे कॉलोनी का कारशेड हो या मेट्रो हो, ईगो की वजह से करोड़ों रुपया का नुकसान उन्होंने करवाया। हम लोगों ने आते ही सरकार ने सब दुरुस्त कर दिया। हमारे पास ईगो नहीं है, हमारे पास जनता का हित है, जनता के लिए जो अच्छा कर सकते हम करेंगे।
जैसा आपने किया, आपने कहा शिवसेना आपकी है, अजीत दादा पवार कह रहे हैं कि अभी एनसीपी उनकी है, ये फिर से एक लीगल बैटल लग रहा है आपको होगा, जिसकी वजह से थोड़ा काम रुक सकता है?
नहीं, बिल्कुल काम नहीं कुछ कहेगा। अभी हमारा तो काम सरकार का चालू है, कोर्ट में केस चालू है, और कोर्ट ने तो हमने पूरा सरकार को मोहर लगा दी है। सरकार चल रही है, वैसे सरकार चलेगी, काम चलेगा। और अजीत दादा के पास तो बहुत मेजोरिटी विधायक लोग है साथ में उसके, तो दिक्कत किस चीज की? दिक्कत नहीं आएगी।
लोकसभा के लिए जो 48 सीटें हैं, उसमें से आपको लगता है, आप थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस है कि मिलकर के जीता जाएगा काफी सारी सीटें लोकसभा 2024 में?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, लोकसभा 2024 में आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में चुनाव लड़ेंगे, हम इकट्ठा लड़ेंगे।
Welcome back. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Grihatul Siddiqui. We're talking about the political conundrum that has hit the Nationalist Congress Party. But more importantly, what does it say about the number game in Maharashtra politics? What are the party positions? Let's break down all of that for you as far as the Maharashtra Assembly is concerned. Now, the total number in the Maharashtra Assembly is 288. Now, if we take a look at the current alliance of the BJP, the Shiv Sena Shinde faction and now the Ajit Pawar NCP faction, have they managed to cross the halfway mark remains the big question. This is the majority mark of 185. If we look at BJP, they have 105. Shiv Sena with the Shindes, it has 40. And now the claims that are being made by Ajit Pawar, he's saying he has the support of 40 MLAs. So that's what it is. They have managed to cross the halfway mark. If at all the number was oddly placed between 30, as far as the Ajit Pawar faction of the NCP is concerned, they would have incurred the anti-defection law to come in. Now, if we take a look at the opposition, right now, Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray faction is just left with 15 MLAs. And if we go by the claims that Ajit Pawar loyalists are making, that the 40 MLAs are along with him, then the NCP is just left with 13 of the 53 that are part of the NCP. Congress is with 45, others claim 30. That's how the number game really stands. So what happens to the secretive defections that the NCP, the Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP is really talking about, the complaint letter they've sent out to the governor and the speaker? We'd have to actually see how many leaders, how many MLAs are in support of Ajit Pawar, whether the claims of 40 are true or not. Let's take a look at the reactions that continue to pour in.
ये जो रिबेलियन किया जा रहा है, 8 लोग जो है अजीत पवार जी के साथ चले गए हैं, उनका कहना है कि उन्हें पार्टी में सही पोजीशन नहीं दी गई थी। सर, उस पे आपका क्या कहना है?
देखिए, ये एनसीपी का अंदरूनी मामला है। मेरी जानकारी है कि एनसीपी के जो प्रेसिडेंट है, अध्यक्ष है, उन्होंने उनको खारिज करने की, उनको निलंबित करने की, उनको डिस्क्वालीफाई करने की कार्रवाई शुरू कर दी है। अब ये मामला इलेक्शन कमीशन, स्पीकर साहब और कोर्ट में जाएगा। वो अपनी अंदरूनी लड़ाई है, ये पॉलिटिकल लड़ाई है। कांग्रेस पार्टी शरद पवार जी के साथ है। थोड़ा तो पड़ेगा, जो लोग गए हैं वो हमारे साथ थे, वो हमारे खिलाफ है, उतना एनसीपी के अंदर जो फर्क पड़ेगा, लेकिन हम उसको देख लेंगे, उसको आगे हम ताकत से बढ़ेंगे। ये भाजपा का तरीका है। इन्होंने कर्नाटक में किया, मध्य प्रदेश में किया, महाराष्ट्र में किया, वही कर रहे हैं। वो और कुछ नहीं कर सकते। उनको लोगों को भरे बुले की कोई नहीं पड़ी है। सत्ता रहने में उनका सब कुछ पड़ा हुआ है।
सर, तो जो एक थर्ड फ्रंट बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही थी सर, तो क्या इससे थर्ड फ्रंट बनाने में कोई इफेक्ट होगा? जैसे हम देख रहे हैं कि भाजपा हर जगह जो है ऑपोजिशन को हटाने की कोशिश कर रहा है।
नहीं, कुछ पता नहीं है। देखिए, ये पूरा डिस्क्वालीफाइंग का मामला हो जाने दीजिए, तब पता चलेगा।
नीतीश जी, क्या लग रहा है महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति में ये सब क्या चल रहा है?
ऐसा है कि इसकी शुरुआत किसने की? 2019 को जब भी महाराष्ट्र के जनता ने शिवसेना बीजेपी को क्लियर मैंडेट दिया था, तभी गद्दारी की, बेईमानी की और ये चिकल फेक जिसको बोलते हैं, मड स्लिंगिंग राजनीति की शुरुआत ये उद्धव जी ठाकरे ने ही की। उन्होंने शुरुआत की और हम लोगों ने ख़त्म किया। मेरा बोलना इतना ही है कि जब भी लोगों का मैंडेट जब भी बीजेपी शिवसेना को था, तभी वो सब चीज़ बाजू में रख के, बाला साहब के ठाकरे जी की आइडियोलॉजी बाजू में रख के, हिंदुत्व को बाजू में रख के उद्धव जी ने कांग्रेस और एनसीपी के साथ गए और पूरे महाराष्ट्र के राजनीति को अलग पैन पे लेके गए। वो आज जो उन्होंने शुरुआत की है उसी को ख़त्म करने का काम आज शुरू है। और मुझे आज भी लगता है कि एनसीपी और बीजेपी कुछ कभी अलग थी ही नहीं। नागालैंड में हम लोग साथ में हैं। पवार साहब और मोदी जी के बहुत अच्छे रिलेशन हैं। हमारे लिए कोई दूसरा क्या कहता है वो दूर की बात है, मगर प्रफुल्ल जी क्या बोल रहे हैं, अजीत दादा कल से क्या बोल रहे हैं, छगन भुजबल साहब ने बहुत स्पष्ट किया है, इतना सीनियर लीडर है वो, उन्होंने स्पष्ट किया है कि पवार साहब ने खुद ने एनसीपी की मीटिंग में कहा है कि 2024 को मोदी जी ही वापस आने वाले हैं।
And we are now getting you a very important piece of breaking news. Sharad Pawar, the NCP Supremo, has spoken exclusively to CNN News 18's executive editor Amit Shukla. Let's listen in to that exclusive conversation.
एनसीपी का कंट्रोल अभी अजीत पवार के पास है, ऐसा वो क्लेम कर रहे हैं कि 35 से 40 एमएलए उनके साथ में। आप नई पार्टी कोई बनाने की बात हो रही है? आप कोई नई पार्टी बनाएंगे?
ट्राई कीजिए इसे पार्टी आई एम हीलिंग पार्टी इफ यू इज मेकिंग स्टेटमेंट इससे कोई फायदा नहीं होता। और ये जो महाराष्ट्र के आज के मुख्यमंत्री है उनकी कोर्ट में केस थी तो कोर्ट ने साल बताया कि किसके पास कितने हैं दैट इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट। इम्पॉर्टेंट इज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मेंबरशिप एवरीथिंग। सो व्हाट वी आर आस्किंग दैट इज नॉट द इशू फॉर अस। ओके, थैंक यू।
आपको लगता है सर ये सरकार चलेगी?
That was an important interview of Sharad Pawar, the NCP chief, who has managed to, in fact, speak to CNN News 18's Amit Shukla. And he is saying that there is nothing about a new political party in the works, and all the claims that have been made by Ajit Pawar, that all the support of the NCP MLAs are with him, are absolutely bogus. And these are the words of the NCP Supremo, Sharad Pawar, who's rejecting the claims that have been made by the Ajit Pawar faction.
वो सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ सर आपसे कि नेक्स्ट मूव क्या होगा सर? सर CNN News 18 से, आई एम कॉलिंग फ्रॉम CNN News 18 सर।
हाँ
सर, दो सवाल पूछूंगा बस। सर, नेक्स्ट मूव आपका क्या होगा? एक्सपेल करेंगे अजीत पवार और MLAs को जो कल शपथ ग्रहण में पहुंचे थे?
हमारा इंटरेस्ट खाली पार्टी डिनाई करना है।
ये आपकी ब्लेसिंग से हुआ है सर?
पार्टी डिनाई करना ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है, वो काम करेगी पूरे स्टेट में जाकर।
एक्शन क्या लेंगे आप
पार्टी डिनाई करके मजबूत पार्टी खड़ी करना यही एक्शन है।
लीगल एक्शन लेंगे? पार्टी का कंट्रोल, क्योंकि अजीत पवार ने कल बोला था कि असली एनसीपी हमारे पास है और पार्टी का कंट्रोल हमारे पास ही है, तो
ठीक है ये उनका स्टेटमेंट है तो इस बारे में मैं क्या कहूँ? उनको ऐसे लगता है लेकिन तो
पार्टी का कंट्रोल आपके पास है या अजीत पवार के पास है?
ये काय के लिए पूछता है क्योंकि आई एम heading party, I am president of the party.
Important questions that have been asked of Sharad Pawar, the NCP chief, whether the party, the NCP, the Nationalist Congress Party, whether he still has the control over his MLAs remains the big question. Sharad Pawar has chosen to laugh off the question. However, that is the crucial question that needs answering, because even as he was there for the people's mandate in Karad, he was actually flanked by just a few of the leaders of his faction. Anil Deshmukh being one of them, and the former, and that too, I'm talking about a Congress leader, the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Chavan, was along with him as he was paying tribute to his mentor, YV Chavan, at Karad. But having asked him that question, he's decided to deflect that question. He's not ready to take it up. He only goes on to say that these are the claims that have been made by Ajit Pawar and not me. So how am I in a position to answer that question? That is what Sharad Pawar, the NCP chief, is saying. So the number game becomes a big ask as far as the Nationalist Congress Party is concerned. Ajit Pawar claims that he has the numbers. He's claiming 40-odd MLAs have switched sides, and they have in fact joined the ranks with the BJP and the Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena. And he also mentions Ajit Pawar's faction is also claiming that it's the entire NCP that have in fact shifted the ranks, and they have decided to go ahead and join the ruling alliance in Maharashtra. A big statement that has been also endorsed by one of the surprise defectors in the name of Mr. Praful Patel, who was made the working president of the NCP just a short while ago, along with Sharad Pawar's daughter, Supriya Sule. However, he was part of that entire oath-taking ceremony, and that came out as a big surprise. My colleague Vinaya also spoke to Praful Patel, and he mentioned that the entire Nationalist Congress Party is in fact joining the ranks of the ruling alliance in Maharashtra. It's not a split. It's not a vertical split that the Shiv Sena had seen some time back. Those are the claims that have been made by the MLAs who are supporting Ajit Pawar. Sharad Pawar refuting those claims, however, also managing to deflect certain important questions, whether it is about the control of the NCP that has been wrested out of his hands or not. Let me take this across to my colleague Yesha Kotak, who's joining us on the broadcast. Yesha, that was an important interview that we played out for our viewers of the NCP chief Sharad Pawar. How he is, being very, very nonchalant. He's taking all the questions. However, he's also laughing off the allegations that have been made in favor of Ajit Pawar, claiming that he has the numbers and the maximum support of the NCP MLAs.
Yes, in fact, what has been noticed over the last 2 days is that when Sharad Pawar is being asked several questions related to party, related to number games, related to the role of Ajit Pawar, he has been evasive and nonchalant about it. In fact, even yesterday when he spoke of Praful Patel, but not of Ajit Pawar. Here, in fact, there are various questions. Even today's interview raised various questions about whether Sharad Pawar was in the know-how of whatever was happening, considering that when the claims have been made by Ajit Pawar, saying that there are more than 40 MLAs with him, and with that kind of a support, someone who's at the level of Sharad Pawar was in Pune when such an important development took place. This, in fact, raises a lot of questions. Yes.
Also, there's another conjecture that was doing the rounds yesterday, Yesha, once this entire defection happened and once the oath-taking also took place, with Praful Patel very much in attendance. This claim of Praful Patel being there, people said that it is impossible that Sharad Pawar was not in the know of this big move by a majority of his MLAs joining the ranks of the ruling alliance in Maharashtra. What is the Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP really saying about those claims?
So, in fact, there is, like you mentioned, not only Praful Patel, but this whole theory about Supriya Sule herself being present.
Yes.
When this meeting took place yesterday.
All right, Yesh, I'm really sorry. I have to just interrupt you there. I'm cutting across to our colleague Vinaya Deshpande, who has members of the NCP along with her. Vinaya, over to you.
Yes, absolutely. I'm here right outside Devgiri and I have NCP MLA Umesh Patil with me. He has given his support to Ajit Pawar, and let us now understand from this spokesperson of NCP what the stance is. आज जो बैठक हुई आप लोगों की, उसमें क्या कुछ सुनिश्चित हुआ?
अभी जो बैठक हुई है उसमें से कोई जानकारी जो अभी तक बाहर देने के लिए हमको नहीं कहा गया है। बैठक जो है गोपनीय थी और उसके बारे में जब समय आएगा तो हम लोग बताएंगे। अभी जो बैठक हुई है उसके बाद सभी नेता लोग हैं एक जगह पे गए हैं दूसरी मीटिंग के लिए, तो अभी तो यही जानकारी है आपके लिए।
लेकिन सबके मन में एक ही सवाल है कि आंकड़ा क्या है आपके पास, उसके बारे में कोई भी बात नहीं कर रहा है, ना आप बात कर रहे हैं, ना सुप्रिया ताई, ना जयंत पाटिल।
मैंने तो पहले ही कहा है कि आंकड़ा जो है हाँ 95% से 99% तक है, उसमें थोड़ी सी ऊपर नीचे है, लेकिन आंकड़ा जो है वो पर्याप्त आंकड़ा जो है वो है। और आंकड़े का बात नहीं है, अजय दादा ने भी कहा ये कोई मटका नहीं है, आंकड़े की बात नहीं है, ये पार्टी का डिसीजन है। और अजित दादा के साथ भुजबल साहब है, राष्ट्रीय कार्यकारी अध्यक्ष जो है प्रफुल्ल पटेल साहब जो है, दिलीप वळसे पाटिल साहब है, हसन मुश्रीफ साहब है, इतने सीनियर मोस्ट लीडर जो है इन लोगों ने जिन्होंने ये पार्टी खड़ी की है पवार साहब से कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर। भुजबल साहब तो पार्टी के पहले अध्यक्ष रहे हैं और पार्टी खड़ा करने के लिए बढ़ाने के लिए उनका बहुत योगदान रहा है और ये सभी ने मिलकर ये डिसीजन लिया है। ये डेमोक्रेटिक डिसीजन है और पार्टी में ये डेमोक्रेटिक डिसीजन जो हुआ है उसके पीछे सब लोग हैं और इसीलिए पार्टी के सभी पदाधिकारी जो है, हमारे जिले के अध्यक्ष है, महाराष्ट्र के प्रदेश के पदाधिकारी है, हमारे फ्रंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जैसे यूथ है, महिला है, विद्यार्थी है, ये सभी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के प्रमुख लोगों की बैठक और उनके जो MLA एक्स MLA जो है, अभी के MLA और एक्स MLA जो है, वो सभी लोगों की बैठक मुंबई एजुकेशन ट्रस्ट भुजबल नॉलेज सिटी में 5 तारीख को 11 बजे रखी गई है। उस मीटिंग में जो जिस रीजन से लेकर वो अजीत दादा खुद वहां पे बताएंगे सभी लोगों को कि हमारा आगे का एजेंडा क्या है।
लेकिन शरद पवार ने जो स्टेटमेंट दिया है कल, उन्होंने साफ तौर से कहा है कि ये उनके आशीर्वाद से हो नहीं रहा है। क्या ये निर्णय बदलेगा?
पवार साहब के बारे में हम लोग कोई बात नहीं करेंगे। पवार साहब हमारे लिए कल भी आदरणीय थे, आज भी आदरणीय है और भविष्य में भी रहेंगे। और अजीत दादा के लिए और सभी नेताओं के लिए, सभी हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं के लिए पवार साहब आदरणीय है। वो अगर कुछ कहते हैं तो उनको जवाब देना, उसके ऊपर उत्तर देना, प्रत्युत्तर करना, ये हमारी औकात ही नहीं है।
अभी 90 to 95% आप कह रहे हैं, क्या इसमें कुछ रिविजन होने की संभावना है?
नहीं, उसमें रिविजन होगा तो बढ़ोतरी होगी, लेकिन कम नहीं होगा।
लेकिन अब आप कह रहे हैं कम नहीं होगा। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण सवाल ये है कि अभी 9 लोगों के खिलाफ जिन्होंने शपथ ली है, उनके खिलाफ डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन पिटीशन फाइल की गई है स्पीकर के ऑफिस में।
शिवसेना के 16 लोगों के खिलाफ कम से कम 1 साल से अभी पिटीशन चालू है और अब उसका नतीजा क्या हुआ है वो सब लोग देख रहे हैं, जान रहे हैं। तो ये सब टेक्निकल बातें हैं और उसमें हम जाना नहीं चाहते हैं। पवार साहब ने खुद कहा था कि हम लोग कोई न्यायालय या कोई जुडिशरी में नहीं जाएंगे। तो अभी जो उन्होंने नोटिस दिया है उसका तो सभागृह में उसका उत्तर मिलेगा। वहाँ पे सिचुएशन जो भी होगी, पार्टी जो है, हमने कोई, हमारे अजीत दादा के नेतृत्व में पार्टी में कोई टूट नहीं पड़ी है, फूट नहीं पड़ी है। पार्टी ही है हमारी। हम राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी ही है। पहले भी पार्टी ही थे, अभी भी राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी है और आगे भी राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी ही रहेंगे।
उमेश पाटिल, एक आखिरी सवाल है आपके लिए। आप कह रहे हैं 90 से 95% जो हैं उन विधायकों का आपको सपोर्ट है, लेकिन राज्यपाल के पास जो लेटर गया है उसमें कितने विधायकों के सिग्नेचर्स हैं?
वो अभी बताने का समय नहीं है। वो राज्यपाल ऑफिस अगर आप बताते हैं तो आप वहां से जानकारी ले सकते हैं।
Thank you. So this was Umesh Patil, who was the NCP spokesperson, who was talking about what exactly is the line of thought in Ajit Pawar camp. An important statement coming in from here, even as a key meeting is underway at Sagar, which is the official residence of Devendra Fadnavis.
Right. Vinaya Deshpande, thank you so much for bringing us that important reaction. However, the Ajit Pawar faction of the NCP is still very guarded on the numbers that are with the Ajit Pawar faction. They are not really revealing the number of MLAs that have defected to his side. They still go on to claim that 90 to 95%, in fact 95 to 99% of the NCP MLAs are along with him, which essentially means that the entire party has decided to actually join the ranks with the BJP Shinde alliance. We're once again playing out that exclusive reaction of NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar, spoken exclusively to CNN News 18. Let's take a look.
सर, नेक्स्ट मूव आपका क्या होगा? एक्सपेल करेंगे अजीत पवार और MLAs को जो कल शपथ ग्रहण में पहुंचे थे?
हमारा इंटरेस्ट खाली पार्टी डिनाई करना है।
सर, ये आपकी ब्लेसिंग से हुआ है सर?
पार्टी डिनाई करना ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है, वो काम करेगी पूरे स्टेट में जाकर।
एक्शन क्या लेंगे आप के ऊपर?
पार्टी डिनाई करके मजबूत पार्टी खड़ी करना, यही एक्शन है।
लीगल एक्शन लेंगे? पार्टी का कंट्रोल, क्योंकि अजीत पवार ने कल बोला था कि असली एनसीपी हमारे पास है और पार्टी का कंट्रोल हमारे पास ही है, तो
ठीक है, ये उनका स्टेटमेंट है, तो इस बारे में मैं क्या कहूँ? उनको ऐसे लगता है, लेकिन तो
पार्टी का कंट्रोल आपके पास है या अजीत पवार के पास है?
ये काय के लिए पूछता है, क्योंकि आई एम हेडिंग पार्टी, आई एम प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द पार्टी। कोर्ट में केस थी, तो कोर्ट ने साल बताया, मैंने जवाब दिया।
एनसीपी का कंट्रोल अभी अजीत पवार के पास है, ऐसा वो क्लेम कर रहे हैं कि 35 से 40 MLA उनके साथ में। आप नई पार्टी कोई बनाने की बात हो रही है? आप कोई नई पार्टी बनाएंगे?
काय केले इसे फारसी I am hearing Farsi. If he is making statement, इससे कोई फायदा नहीं होता. और ये जो महाराष्ट्र के आज के मुख्यमंत्री है, उनकी कोर्ट में केस थी, तो कोर्ट ने साल बताया कि किसके पास कितने हैं. That is not enforcement. Enforcement is organization. University, everything. So, what we are asking, that is not the issue for us. Okay.
Taking this back to my colleague Vinaya Deshpande and Yesha Kotak, who continue to be with us live on the broadcast. Vinaya, I'll come back to you first. The fact that the Ajit Pawar faction is still very, very guarded on the number of MLAs that are supporting him. What does it make of the claims that they are saying that the entire NCP, the Nationalist Congress Party, has decided to join the ranks of the Shinde-BJP alliance, the ruling party in Maharashtra, when they are not ready to come out with the exact numbers?
Well, as of now, we learn from top sources that it is likely that the paper that was submitted to the governor had the signatures of 35 MLAs of the NCP, and we also know that in case the anti-defection law should not kick in, then that support should be 36. But as of now, sources indicating that it doesn't really matter as to how many there are, because this may unfold into another saga, just the way the Shiv Sena drama unfolded. This will again be a long protracted legal battle with not much of a yield, irrespective of whatever that number is, and that is why sources indicating that even if the paper that has gone to the governor possibly has the signatures of 35 legislators of the NCP, it will be inconsequential when it comes to the number games, because sources claim that whatever it be, whether anti-defection law will kick in or not kick in, it will be the control of the government and the party will continue to remain with Ajit Pawar, because if you see, the same script that Eknath Shinde had used is being repeated. Ajit Pawar claiming that he is the party, he has the party symbol, that democratically the party has taken a decision, and that this will be a battle that will be legislatively and legally panning out. This is something that is a known script. The only difference is the difference between Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar, that is going to make quite a substantial factor of differentiation between the two parties. So while legally and practically, legislatively, it may turn out ugly in case NCP also decides to follow the same track that Uddhav Thackeray decided to. But beyond that, NCP from right now, we are seeing has started utilizing the sympathy factor, where immediately a day after Ajit Pawar took that call, we are seeing Sharad Pawar out on the field and talking to youngsters and making sure that the garnering of support from the grassroots or from the ground continues. Back to you.
Optics-wise, the chief of NCP, Sharad Pawar, says, "This is my party, I have built it, and I will go to the people and ask them who the real NCP is." Vinaya, do stay on with me. Good afternoon, you're watching CNN News 18, and our rolling coverage over the political Mahayudh here continues. I'm Poonam Burde. Let's now get you what's happening, and the latest that is coming in from Maharashtra is that the speaker is going to be holding a meeting in a short while from now. This is over the disqualification petition that is going to be discussed. It is going to happen in the Vidhan Bhavan. The officials of the Vidhan Bhavan are also going to be there. The speaker is going to be holding this meeting this afternoon, is what we are learning. Remember, late last night, we had Jitendra Awad of the NCP put in their request to disqualify not just Ajit Pawar but the 8 other MLAs who walked out with him as well. They are not the real party. They want to break the party and hence need to be disqualified, has been the petition that Sharad Pawar's camp has been putting forth. Vinaya and Yasha continue to be with us. But Vinaya, this afternoon is when we're expecting Rahul Narvekar to hold that meeting.
Yes, Poonam, this is an extremely important development. In fact, sources within Vidhan Bhavan had confirmed that the office of the Speaker has received the petition for disqualification of 9 MLAs of the NCP, which has been issued by Maharashtra President of the NCP, Jayant Patil. And now there will be an internal meeting that will take place at Vidhan Bhavan, which will be chaired by the Speaker himself. After that, we will see that, if need be, notices will be issued and leaders will be summoned, parties will be summoned to put forth their stance in front of everyone. So as of now, the important development is that after that letter for seeking disqualification, the petition for disqualification of 9 MLAs was given to the Speaker's office. The Speaker's office has taken note of that letter and has called for an internal meeting with the staffers. In that meeting, it will be discussed about what are the implications of that petition, what are the actions that can be taken with respect to legislative matters that will be done. So we are seeing that the continuously with the kind of back and forth that is going on, we are seeing that the meeting that will be held at Vidhan Bhavan will be crucial.
And Vinaya, there seems to be some activity outside Ajit Pawar's residence as well. We're going to be seeing a flurry of meetings that takes place on both camps. We saw this jolt that came to the fore for the NCP over this weekend, but the battle is not over for either camps. Yasha, my colleague, also joining us, and she's been tracking Sharad Pawar, who was in Karad. Now he's en route Satara, is what we're learning. A sympathy card being played there, Yasha, by Sharad Pawar. He says the people, my voters, are going to decide who exactly is going to be at the helm of affairs and who the real NCP belongs to.
Poonam, let us understand that the sympathy card that was played by Sharad Pawar last time did help him massively when it comes to the state elections. A picture of when he was addressing the rally drenched in rains made NCP form an alliance with MVA. Here again, while we see that Sharad Pawar had addressed this gathering at Karad, what was really important to note was that when he was ending, he said that your support will help us in the next 6 months. This is a very subtle way of indicating what Sharad Pawar said, that there's a possibility that the state elections will be declared in 6 months. Now, this again adds to the speculation which has been going on since yesterday about state elections being held before the end of the year and not next year. Now, there are a lot of speculations here, but the way Sharad Pawar received support of youngsters who were gathered outside the Yashwantrao Chauhan Samadhi did speak volumes. It in fact went on to add that those MLAs who've defected towards Ajit Pawar, they might not get the support, but Sharad Pawar will. Now let us understand, this is the kind of sympathy wave that even Shiv Sena had seen last year when Eknath Shinde, wherein 40 MLAs had gone with Eknath Shinde. In fact, even after the Supreme Court order, there were constant reports that there's a sympathy wave with the Uddhav Thackeray faction. He might not have the number, but he had the sympathy wave. Over here, while we see that there's no clarity on the numbers, there's no clarity on who has the numbers, but of course the sympathy wave is with Sharad Pawar, though we understand that he is an old man. It is in fact seen as someone who's trying to defend his party, and his name has become synonymous with NCP. And this in fact was very clear even when he decided to tender his resignation. At that time also, this constant echo of NCP synonymous with Sharad Pawar and vice versa was evident. And now, as he addresses different rallies, the same kind of echo is being seen amongst youngsters. Where we are seeing that the MLAs have defected, gone towards Ajit Pawar, but they have gone on to say that even if a no one is standing in that place on the NCP ticket, they'd go further and vote for him. This is in fact speaks volumes and a very strong statement coming in from the voters. What we'd seen was that when there was defection in Shiv Sena, there were various public rallies being held by Aditya Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray trying to reach out to the voters. Here again, Sharad Pawar is doing the same thing. Is the history being repeated when it comes to Shiv Sena and NCP? Something that we're not clear about yet, because of course the top top leaders in NCP are saying that the picture would be clear only in the next 2 days. However, what we need to see now is the number game that's being tried by both Ajit Pawar as well as Sharad Pawar.
Absolutely. The number game is where the proof of the pudding lies, which is why we're going to be seeing show of strength from both sides. Asha, do stay on with me because more breaking news is now trickling in. We are seeing Ajit Pawar, Pramod Tiwari and Chhagan Bhujbal at Devendra Fadnavis's residence now. They've just about reached the Deputy Chief Minister's residence. A key meeting is going to be held at Sagar, which is the residence of Devendra Fadnavis. Remember, just yesterday, Ajit Pawar and Chhagan Bhujbal were sworn in. Ajit Pawar as a Deputy Chief Minister and Chhagan Bhujbal as a Minister in the Cabinet. Praful Patel, over whom speculation is rife that he could be seeing a role at the centre. He too is present in this particular meeting. That meeting has just about begun. Yasha, is what we're learning.
This is the official residence of Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. Now, this is the first meeting of Devendra Fadnavis with Ajit Pawar and some of the MLAs who've come with him after the swearing-in took place. Yesterday, after the swearing-in, we'd seen that Ajit Pawar had addressed the media. He said that there were several issues of the state, right from the issues of the farmers to that of development to that of common man, that the three-engine government will look at. He had also, in fact, mentioned that in the next cabinet meeting that takes place, all these issues would be raised over here. While we see a meeting that has taken place, it's of course not a cabinet meeting, but this is the first meeting that has taken place of Ajit Pawar with Devendra Fadnavis. Now here there could be various reasons for this meeting. One is also to understand how the number game would go further. Let us understand that after yesterday's swearing in, Devendra Fadnavis has been termed as a Chanakya of Maharashtra politics at various places, especially at Nagpur, which is his home ground. Over here, the discussion could be on the lines to discuss what next. We've seen that BJP had, even when Eknath Shinde had spoken in the assembly last year, he had spoken about how he and Devendra Fadnavis were in constant talks with each other to discuss the further strategy. Even while there were MLAs at Guwahati, there were meetings that would take place between Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis at an undisclosed location. Is there something similar that's taking place now? Is also that something that's a part of speculation?
Absolutely, because the Sharad Pawar camp is not going to go down silently. They've already approached for the disqualification of these 9 MLAs, which is why a strategy needs to be put in place. Do stay on with me, Yasha. We have some more breaking news that's now coming in. And this is over not just what's happened to the NCP, but what's happening to the Mahavikas Aghadi as well. And after the jolt that was handed out by Ajit Pawar yesterday, now we're learning that cracks within the Mahavikas Aghadi are only widening. After NCP appointed Jitendra Awad as the leader of the coalition, Congress has now demanded the post of the leader of opposition. A Congress leader has now come out and said that the Congress party now has more numbers in the assembly, which is why the LOP position should now be with the Congress and not with the NCP.
100% है। अरे कांग्रेस कभी पीछे नहीं थी। देखिए, लीड तो कांग्रेस को ही करना है, पूरे देश में भी करना है, राज्य में भी करना है, और कांग्रेस के सिवा पर्याय नहीं है। जहां पे भी कोई भी स्टेट में आप जाओ तो कांग्रेस एक सशक्त रूप में ताकत से, अभी पिछले 10 साल से सरकार नहीं होने के बाद भी कर्नाटक का सरकार हमने लाया, हिमाचल प्रदेश की सरकार आई, कल मध्य प्रदेश की भी सरकार हमारी बनेगी। तो देश में जो माहौल अभी बदलते जा रहा है उसमें तो कांग्रेस ही पर्याय है, दूसरा हो ही नहीं सकता।
Vinay, my colleague, continues to be with us, getting us more details on this. Vinay, it's interesting because just a few hours ago, we saw Prithviraj Chavan and Sharad Pawar together, hand in hand, in Karad there, going on to put a show that all is well within the Aghadi. But then we have leaders like this at the local level who also want to now see an opportunity with what's transpired with the NCP.
Well, that's sheer number game. In fact, when we spoke to Prithviraj Chavan in the morning itself, even he had said that the Congress will stake claim to the leader of opposition position because now, logically, Congress is the largest party with the largest number of MLAs, and that is why the position of the leader of opposition will now have to go to Congress. This is something that yesterday we had seen that one of the Congress leaders had tweeted as well. We had put out that tweet. It is now that the BJP has picked it up, saying that this is the kind of opportunity that the Congress is searching, and thereby there is a rift within the Mahavikas Aghadi, but it is a clear and logical conclusion that the Congress says it has drawn, that as soon as there is defection within the NCP and NCP's numbers have come down, how will it prove? The party cannot have the deputy chief minister in government and then the leader of opposition in the house. So that is the contradiction that the Congress pointed out, which they say is a logical contradiction, and that is why if you look at the number game with the Shiv Sena split, with the NCP split, now it is the Congress which has the largest number of MLAs in the state, and thereafter the leader of opposition position should ideally go to the Congress, is what the Congress has said now. It does not look at it as something of seizing the opportunity or any problem within the Mahavikas Aghadi. It says that while Mahavikas Aghadi stays in its place, this is only a logical demand that after a split in the NCP and a faction of the NCP in government, the NCP cannot have the leader of opposition as well when they have not enough MLAs to support the claim that they are the largest opposition party, and that is why they should be given, the Congress should be given the leader of opposition position in view of the numbers that remain thereafter. Back to you.
Right, so it's all the number game now, and we are going to be seeing such voices come to the fore every now and then within those three parties of the Uddhav Thackeray faction, the Congress and the NCP, what's left with Sharad Pawar. But Yasha, given the numbers, now we have the letter of support that was given by Ajit Pawar. We're learning that it had at least 35 names on it. But only 9 people are facing the disqualification move by the NCP. So what exactly is the truth? How many people or how many MLAs are actually with Ajit Pawar?
You rightly mentioned that there has been a letter given to the government with the support of 35 MLAs. Now, as of now, while we speak to the Sharad Pawar faction, none of them have identified those 35. In fact, they are saying that those who already defected to Ajit Pawar are also in touch with Sharad Pawar, stating that they would want to come back. So here, until and unless they do not have that number game and the people clear, is where there's no action which is being initiated by the Sharad Pawar faction. Yesterday, we saw 9 of them, in fact, taking oath. Yesterday, they were present with the BJP and Shiv Sena government, and which is where now we see that the action is being taken against these 9 people. However, for others, considering they're still on the fence, there is a mechanism that is being put into place by the Sharad Pawar faction, asking them to still stay with the NCP party. Now, this of course is a larger game. What was seen before this as well is that none of these leaders are clear on their stance yet. What would need to be seen is that if all of these have the support, does the number game stand with them? Do all of these have the kind of support that the Ajit Pawar is claiming that they do? In fact, there'll be clarity on this only on
भ्रष्टाचाराचे आरोप अनेक मंत्र्यांना त्या ठिकाणी घेरण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. विरोधी पक्ष नेत्यांना असताना सुद्धा त्यांनी, मी विरोधी पक्ष नेता होतो, ते माझ्या समवेत होते, त्यावेळेसही खर्च चालू होता, अनेक रान उठवलं होतं. आता भारतीय जनता पार्टीमध्ये त्यांना घेतलं समय या ठिकाणी त्यांना घेतल्यामुळे आता ते स्वच्छ झाले, पवित्र झाले आणि भारतीय जनता पार्टीच्या वॉशिंग मशीनमध्ये त्यांना टाकल्यामुळे आता त्यांच्या बरोबर बसवण्याचा मान त्यांना मिळाला.
सर, ओबीसी ज्या पद्धतीने आपण पाहिलं की छगन भुजबळ गेले, ओबीसी नेतृत्व म्हणून गेले आहेत, याला तुम्ही ह्या राजकारणाला कशा पद्धतीने बघताय?
छगन भुजबळ साहेब म्हणजेच एकटे ओबीसी आहे का? एकनाथ खडसे का ओबीसी नाही का? अनेक ओबीसी नेते आज माननीय शरद पवार साहेबांबरोबर आहे. शेवटी भुजबळ साहेब,
there are various OBC leaders who are supporting Sharad Pawar.
परंतु कोणत्याही
just because Chhagan Bhujbal has left, a good face of OBC has gone. That's not the case. There are various OBC leaders
जो भारतीय
who are supporting Sharad Pawar.
नेताओं ने राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस के नेताओं के ऊपर गैर व्यवहार, भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप किए थे. कई मंत्रियों को भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप में घेरा भी था, कई का राजीनामा भी मांगा था. और कई के ऊपर में केसेस भी दाखिल किया था। छत्रपति संभाजी नगर में उन्होंने एक बैलगाड़ी में सारे कागजात।
तेव्हा हे महाराष्ट्र
Reactions trickling in thick and fast there. It's not just the NCP that has been jolted, but it is the entire Mahavikas Aghadi that is on tenterhooks as we speak. Whether or not this is going to boost the chances for the BJP come 2024, both for the general elections or even for the state elections that are slated for next year. Yasha and Vinaya continue to be with us. Yasha, the key meeting is currently underway at Devendra Fadnavis's residence. They are going to be charting out what the future course of action is going to be.
Yes, and that's what needs to be seen, because now that there are two deputy CMs and one CM, the role for all three of them, all three parties would have to be cleared. Also, while there was supposed to be a cabinet expansion that was to take place between BJP and Shiv Sena. Now, with NCP coming into force, there'll be certain key portfolios that will be given to NCP leaders as well. So that is something that also needs to be decided. But as of now, what is really important for NCP is to ensure that the MLA numbers that they're claiming stay with them, and to get that number of 40 that they've been claiming is with them. So this is also something that will be a point of discussion between Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar as well. These are certain aspects that would be discussed in the scheme meeting that's taking place, because with Ajit Pawar we see that there are two more leaders who are present there, of course, but the third alliance partner, that is the CM Eknath Shinde, has is not really present at Sagar Bungalow right now. So this meeting is between BJP and NCP right now to streamline certain aspects, because right now, like we're seeing, that there is a show of strength that's taking place, one with Ajit Pawar, the other one with Sharad Pawar as well. Right now, the key meeting and the key focus for the government for both BJP as well as Shiv Sena to get their support from NCP is what is the point of contention, and that will be key aspect of discussion between the two of them. Like it was mentioned that Devendra Fadnavis has been in the know-how of whatever has taken place, be it with Shiv Sena or be it with NCP, which is why we see that Ajit Pawar is having a discussion with Devendra Fadnavis currently. Yes.
Right, that key huddle is on even as we speak, but we are seeing activity within the NCP camp as well. The two camps are completely divided. We are seeing the show of strength that took place in Karad this morning, where Yasha, my colleague, was also there. Vinaya continues to report from outside Ajit Pawar's residence. Vinaya, we did see some flurry of activity there outside Ajit Pawar's residence. I believe Ajit Pawar and several other MLAs who are with him have now left to meet Devendra Fadnavis.
Well, yes, there's a key meeting that is happening at Sagar Bungalow, where some of the ministers of Ajit Pawar...
Sorry to interrupt you there, Vinaya, but we have some more breaking news that's now coming in, and what we're now learning is that Praful Patel's picture is now being removed from the NCP national office. These visuals are coming to the fore of that portrait being taken off. This 24 hours after Praful Patel decided to dump the party and join ranks with the BJP, with the Shiv Sena, and form government in Maharashtra. Praful Patel's picture now being taken off from the national office of the NCP is what we're learning. We are going to be seeing such images, Yasha, coming to the fore every now and then now.
Yes, in fact, while these pictures have come in from the national party of NCP, these images have been coming in from the NCP's head office at Balatpur ever since yesterday.
In fact, dumped the party, ball with Ajit Pawar yesterday, to removing pictures from inside the party office, which in fact we saw Jitendra Awad intervening and asking the support of the Karyakartas to not go angry on those who jumped the party right now. But the anger seems to be very much present even among the Karyakartas whom Sharad Pawar is visiting currently, and this is a similar reflection that is being seen even on the national front right now. As much as we see some of the key leaders stating that that even though leaders who've gone to Ajit Pawar's side are very much still with NCP because they're still evasive replies. Let us understand that there's no concrete concrete reply from any of them. Be it Rohit Pawar, who still maintains that Ajit Pawar is his uncle. The political equation does not change anything for them. On the other hand, Sharad Pawar refusing to comment on Ajit Pawar directly. But on the Ajit Pawar faction, when you speak of the two leaders there, they still maintain that Sharad Pawar is their leader and he is still their president. So here, while there are key leaders who are still maintaining that cordial stance, who are still not wanting to reveal too much about what the action plan is after this, but the Karyakartas on ground clearly seem to be angry. Karyakartas who Sharad Pawar is meeting clearly seem to be angry, and which is where the support is coming out even further. That is where we see thousands of people coming to Karad to meet Sharad Pawar. That's where we see many party Karyakartas reaching the NCP office, removing pictures of leaders who were present there and blackening their faces. While that's an instruction from the higher-ups to not really resort to that kind of an anger. But that is quite obvious when we see, because some of these leaders are someone who these Karyakartas have idealized. They've been tall leaders who've gotten their party from the scratch, and they have the sentiments attached to them, especially these Karyakartas who idealize these leaders. That's the kind of sentiment we're seeing not only in Mumbai but now at the national level as well. Yes.
Absolutely, and we perhaps are going to be seeing such visuals coming to the fore from different state units as well. Yasha and Vinaya, do stay on with us because the showdown in Maharashtra continues. And while that is happening, while Sharad Pawar is en route Satara, in fact, and was in Karad trying to garner support for his camp, CNN News 18 spoke exclusively with him. Listen in to what he had to tell us.
सर, नेक्स्ट मूव आपका क्या होगा? एक्सपेल करेंगे अजित पवार और MLAs को जो कल शपथ ग्रहण में पहुंचे थे?
हमारा इंटरेस्ट खाली पार्टी डिनाई करना है।
सर, ये आपकी ब्लेसिंग से हुआ है सर?
पार्टी डिनाई करना ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है, वो काम करेगी पूरे स्टेट में जाकर।
एक्शन क्या लेंगे आप?
पार्टी डिनाई करके मजबूत पार्टी खड़ी करना, यही एक्शन है।
लीगल एक्शन लेंगे? पार्टी का कंट्रोल, क्योंकि अजित पवार ने कल बोला था कि असली एनसीपी हमारे पास है और पार्टी का कंट्रोल हमारे पास ही है, तो
ठीक है, ये उनका स्टेटमेंट है, तो इस बारे में मैं क्या कहूँ? उनको ऐसे लगता है, लेकिन तो
पार्टी का कंट्रोल आपके पास है या अजित पवार के पास है?
ये काय के लिए पूछता है, क्योंकि आई एम हेडिंग पार्टी, आई एम प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द पार्टी। कोर्ट में केस थी, तो कोर्ट ने साल बताया, मैंने जवाब दिया।
एनसीपी का कंट्रोल अभी अजित पवार के पास है, ऐसा वो क्लेम कर रहे हैं कि 35 से 40 MLA उनके साथ में। आप नई पार्टी कोई बनाने की बात हो रही है? आप कोई नई पार्टी बनाएंगे?
क्या कीजिए इसे पार्टी, आई एम हेडिंग पार्टी, इफ इज मेकिंग स्टेटमेंट, इससे कोई फायदा नहीं होता। और ये जो महाराष्ट्र के आज के मुख्यमंत्री है, उनकी कोर्ट में केस थी, तो कोर्ट ने साल बताया कि किसके पास कितने हैं, दैट इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट। इम्पॉर्टेंट इज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, मेंबरशिप, यूनिटी। So what we are asking, that is not the issue for us. Okay, thank you.
It's my party, I built it from the ground, says Sharad Pawar there in an unequivocal message that he's sending out not just to all of those who've dumped the party in the last 24 hours, but also to the voters that he's appealing to on ground as he makes that visit to Karad and to Satara. Let's also listen in to what Jitendra Awad of the Sharad Pawar camp had to say and why they're now pushing for disqualification of these 9 leaders.
The help of Mr. Pawar. So they can't have Sharad Pawar on the opposite side. For Sharad Pawar on opposite side means the end of the career of that MLA. And Sharad Pawar yesterday, out of love, spoke that I am not bothered about the MLAs. I am bothered about their future.
Ajit Pawar importantly talking about
अधिवेशन सुरू होणार आहे, प्रतोदांची भूमिका आणि भूमिका दोन्ही अनिल पाटलांची अतिरिक्त आणखी डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन होतील असं दिसतं
असं आहे की पहिलं 9 जणांचा व्हीप आम्ही दिलेला आहे.
मोबाईल थोडा पाठी गेले.
9 जणांना आम्ही डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन नोटिसेस सर्व केलेल्या आहेत. आमचं काम आम्ही केलेलं आहे. अजून कोणी पुढे समोर आलेलं नाहीये. जो जसा जसा ऍक्शन घेईल तसं रिॲक्शन येईल.
बाकीच्या आमदारांना पण नोटीस पाठवली जाणार, कारण आता सध्या 9ला पाठवली आहे, त्याच्यानंतर
अजून त्यांनी काही ऍक्टच केलेला नाहीये. ते बिचारे आमच्याशी प्रेमाने वागतायत, आम्हाला फोन करतायत. एका आमदाराने तर लिहून दिलं की माझ्या समोर कागद लिहिलेली होती ती मला.
They are cooperating with us. Yes, they are to us. If they defect, they'll also get notices.
तुमचे फोटो राष्ट्रवादीच्या हेतून असं म्हणणं आहे की शरद पवार साहेबांचा फोटो वापरला जाऊ नये, तुम्ही प्रफुल्ल पटेलांचा वापरा, तर काय याच्यावर?
असं आहे की शेवटी शरद पवार हे राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेसचे नेते आणि शरद पवारांनीच काल सांगितलं की राष्ट्रवादी पक्ष माझा आणि चिन्ह माझं म्हटलं नाहीये. हे स्वतः शरदचंद्र गुरुजी
The party belongs to him. The symbol belongs to him. This is what he is saying. This is not what I am saying.
वापरण्याचा अधिकार त्यांच्या परवानगीशिवाय कोणी, त्यांची परवानगी असेल.
So when he says this, no one has the permission to use the name of his party
आणि आता तुम्ही ऍक्सेप्टच केलं.
for that matter the symbol without his permission.
कोणते नरेंद्र मोदी आणि प्रफुल्ल पटेल हे तुमचे नेते आहेत. तुम्ही त्यांचा फोटो वापरा.
अनिल पाटलांना प्रतोद केले त्यांनी. अनिल पाटलांना प्रतोद केले, त्यामुळे कायदेशीर सल्ला सुद्धा घेतला जातो. अडचणी वाढतील या गटांमध्ये.
मला त्याच्याशी काही घेणं देणं नाही. कोण प्रतोद झाला, कोण काय झालं, कोण काय झालं. आम्ही साहेबांबरोबर साहेबांच्या
काँग्रेसमध्ये संख्या जास्त आहे, विधानसभेत 44 संख्या आहे, तर
शेवटी आम्हाला हेही माहिती आहे की नेता हा नेहमी संख्येवर ठरवला जातोय. आता तरी आमची संख्या जास्त आहे. काय होईल ते बघूया. आम्ही आग्रही नाही आहे की संख्या कमी असली तरी आम्हाला अपरिपक्व वागणं राष्ट्रवादी एकत्र ठेवायचे. त्यामुळे प्रसंगी आमचा बळी गेला तरी चालेल. एमबीएच्या एकतेसाठी आम्ही उभे राहू.
We just want to keep the MBA together.
को चीफ व्हिप अपॉइंट किया गया,
किसको भी अपॉइंट करेंगे उससे हमको क्या लेना देना, हमको कोई मतलब नहीं.
जो डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन पिटीशन फाइल की गई है, अब एक डिस्कशन स्पीकर के साथ भी होनी है. किस तरीके का पक्ष अपने ओर से रखा जाएगा?
हमने कल उनको डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन पिटीशन फाइल किया है. हो सकता है अभी जयंत पाटिल को मिलने के बाद मैं शायद उनसे कहूंगा कि जाके मिल के आएंगे हम स्पीकर को, एंड देन वी विल डिसाइड द कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन.
सर काल दिलेलं पत्र रिसीव्ह झाल्याचं काय मेसेज?
सर 5 जुलाई को जो
कॉपी घेतलेली आहे ना.
Both camps upping the ante there as far as the NCP goes, but the Aghadi is together is also the message that is coming to the fore from the Sharad Pawar camp. We'll keep a track of all the developments that take place there in Maharashtra, but for now, a quick break.
What happens is that with the NCP name being with Sharad Pawar being the party president, this was something that was also spoken about in the Supreme Court order as well, just a few months back in the Shiv Sena case. Here, this was a clear case of anti-defection, as was being mentioned about, because the whip was that of Uddhav Thackeray as well, and this was something that even Supreme Court in fact further went and agreed to, that the whip was clearly with the Uddhav Thackeray faction. So here, with the whip being with Uddhav Thackeray faction, though the questions were raised as to why did Uddhav Thackeray step down as chief minister, if he would have stayed, there was a possibility that his government could be reinstated. Here, with the number game, if the number game goes in the favor of Ajit Pawar, considering he's saying that he would be called as the NCP party, but on the other hand, as a precautionary measure, because so that there's no anti-defection that can take place, and the case clearly goes in the favor of NCP. We saw that Jitendra Awad had reached out to the speaker as well. He in fact wrote a letter to Election Commission reinstating that it is with Sharad Pawar that the party whip lays with them and the leader of opposition. Though right now, as per the number games, as is being claimed by Ajit Pawar, the largest single party in opposition right now is Congress. But we've seen that NCP has clearly laid out that the leader of opposition right now is from NCP, which is Jitendra Awad. So here there are grounds being laid. There's groundwork which is being done, a solid groundwork, so that if any kind of a legal action that takes place earlier, takes place after this, it goes in their favor, because while these MLAs have moved out of NCP, while they are sitting MLAs, it goes as a defection from the existing party. But the previous Shiv Sena order of Supreme Court, in fact, threw light as to how, while there being a whip, while there was already there was a leader from the party with the number game going in the favor of Eknath Shinde, the court case went in his favor, which is why, in order to avoid any kind of such repercussion later on, we're seeing that NCP is laying out solid groundwork. NCP with Sharad Pawar is laying out a very solid groundwork, and going further, that's why they've approached the Election Commission and also the Speaker of the Assembly.
How have the other Ghadi leaders reacted to this? Also, beyond this, considering the fact that posters have been raised about Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray coming together, what have the other Ghadi leaders really said about these developments?
So other Aghadi leaders, when like we speak of, for that matter, for Shiv Sena, or in fact for that matter of Congress, we've seen a lot of them raising questions on the stance taken by Ajit Pawar. We're also seeing that some of these leaders who are a part of the coalition have already spoken to Sharad Pawar, extending support to them. So here the stance of Mahavikas Aghadi leaders is quite clear, that they are supporting Sharad Pawar. On the other hand, when we've spoken to various of our sources in BJP, they've said that as of now the stance for BJP is quite clear, that they would want to go ahead for an election under Eknath Shinde as the Chief Minister. So here there's a clear-cut divide. We've seen that be it Congress or be it for that matter the Shiv Sena with Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, they have clearly extended support to Sharad Pawar. Some of them also stating that it is the future of Eknath Shinde which looks bleak with NCP coming forth. And this is something that we've also seen is a stance that has been taken by leaders who are a part of Sharad Pawar camp. They've also stated that the future of Eknath Shinde looks bleak because clearly there were people with Eknath Shinde. There were party leaders with Eknath Shinde. There were several ministers who were expecting that with the expansion of cabinet taking place, they will get some more key portfolios. However, now with NCP coming in, their chances look bleak, because the expansion would now have to accommodate NCP leaders. Which is where, while there is a strong MVA that we see, though the number game with the MVA is not very clear. Let us understand that the number game.
Welcome back. You're watching CNN News 18 and I am Poonam Burde. In 90 minutes from now, the Parliamentary Panel for Law and Justice is going to be sitting down and holding discussions over the Uniform Civil Code. That push is being made, and ahead of that, CNN News 18's Neetu Regokumar spoke exclusively to Kerala Governor Arif Mohammed Khan. Listen in to what he had to say about why this law is necessary to ensure uniformity in justice. Even going on to say that opposition to Uniform Civil Code shows zero confidence in the constitution of this country. Listen in to this super exclusive.
There has been a lot of debate and discussion over Uniform Civil Code. Today, we have along with us Kerala Governor Arif Mohammed Khan to speak on this issue and much more. Welcome, Governor. There has been a lot of debate and opposition ever since the Prime Minister spoke about the Uniform Civil Code. What is your view on UCC?
My view is the view of the Constitution of India. In the Chapter 4, that deals with the directive principles, and wherein it has been made absolutely clear that while making laws, these principles, which are part of this chapter and known as directive principles of state policy, they shall not be enforceable by the courts. But the words are very important. But the principles therein laid down are nevertheless fundamental in the governance of the country, and it shall be the duty of the state to apply these principles in making laws. Anybody, not just the various holders of the constitutional positions, elected representatives, even the bureaucracy, or any elected representative right from parliament to panchayat member, or even those who aspire to be members, at the time before the election, when they file nomination paper, they take an oath that they shall uphold the Constitution. After taking this oath, in principle, one can differ on the details of the provisions. But as far as the principle of having a uniform civil code through one code throughout the territory of India is concerned, how anybody can oppose it? If you are opposing it, you are showing no confidence in the Constitution of India.
Now, what opposition parties are claiming is that BJP is trying to use this as a political card to create communal division in the country and thereby garner votes in the next Lok Sabha election.
Well, I will give you just one example. Who is playing the political game? At least till 90, the left parties in this country were advocating enactment of uniform civil code. In 1986, when I resigned on the issue of Shah Bano, the most vocal voice in my support was of Mr. late EMS Nambudripad. And you can refer to his speeches. The other vocal voice was that of BJP leaders. Now, a party which stood for not only stood against the reversal of the judgment, Honorable Supreme Court judgment in the Shah Bano case, but ferociously advocated implementation of Article 44, which means uniform civil code, suddenly has changed their position. And now they are criticizing the move in various terms. So who is taking a political position? If ideologically, if the position which they had taken at the time of Shah Bano, even till 1990, they were for uniform civil code. And today they are singing a different song, then who is playing politics? I ask you. And I leave it to your readers to decide, your viewers to decide, that who is taking a political angle and who is doing it for extra constitutional purposes.
So do you think that the left and the Congress is now not supporting this UECC or against it, mainly because they think that a certain community, especially the Muslims, will be upset with them and move away from them as a vote bank? Do you think the time is now to stop this vote bank politics?
Instead of discussing the individual parties, I have not. I have merely said left parties. I have not named any particular party. But I ask you, in law, in constitution, the words carry a great meaning. What the Article 37 says, it says that these provisions shall not be enforceable by any court, but the principles therein laid down are nevertheless fundamental in the governance of the country, and it shall be duty of the state to apply these principles in making laws. Then Article 44 of the same chapter says, the state shall endeavor to secure for the citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. Now, we might face difficulties. We might take some time to mobilize public opinion and explain to the people who are opposed to the enactment of the Uniform Civil Code. We may take time because it is implied therein that we will have to create conducive conditions. In order to create conducive conditions, maybe if somebody argues that more time is needed, more preparations need to be made, one can understand. But the Constitution does not allow you to go backward. In 1986, a government which had the backing of more than 400 Lok Sabha members. Remember, the provision under which Shah Bano had got relief was not part of the civil law. It was part of the criminal law, CRPC. Criminal law is one in this country. Criminal Procedure Code is one in this country. Public law is one. Only personal laws were allowed to continue till the time we create conducive conditions for the implementation of Uniform Civil Code. What happened in 1986? We moved exactly in the opposite direction, and by amending a provision of the CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code, we tried to create a different provision. The government tried to create a different provision for one particular community. So you are not only going against the oath to uphold the Constitution of India, you are trying to create separate provisions under the criminal law for separate communities. That legacy is there. Unless they decide to rectify the wrong which they had committed in 1986, I think today if somebody with that kind of legacy tries to oppose the Uniform Civil Code, then it is, if they can go to the extent of having different provisions in the criminal law, and they have never regretted for it, except few individual senior leaders. As a party, they have never expressed any regrets over it, never said sorry to the nation. So if they want to persist with ignore the provisions of the Constitution.
We're shifting focus now from one exclusive to another, and CNN News 18 has now accessed the report in the Balasore train accident. This is the report of the Commissioner of Railway Safety. Akash, my colleague who's accessed this super exclusive report for us, will be joining us shortly, but this reveals the exact reason of what exactly transpired. The report says that the rear collision was due to lapses in the signalling circuit alteration that was carried out at the north signal of the station in the past. Lapses and negligence is what the CRS report goes to point on to. Akash, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Over to you, Akash.
So, Poonam, this is exactly what we reported here on CNN News 18. Initially, we reported that how some sort of maintenance work was carried out on the particular section, and after that, this accident happened. Somewhere, this maintenance work has something to do with the particular, collision and derailment. Now, 2-3 things that are clearly mentioned in the CRS report. The first one is that it was a rear collision, which Railways initially denied. It was a collision and then a derailment. So what happened? Initially, the train was going on up line. A signal was given for the up line, but the train actually entered into loop line and collided with a goods train that was already standing on that particular loop line. This is what has clearly been mentioned by CRS in his report. Now, after that particular collision, we had that derailment, and because of these derailed coaches,